Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about bacteria, unhealthy and healthy bacteria, because as you know we need to have a good proportion of good healthy bacteria in our gut, and that's what will keep us really healthy and happy and full of energy. But what happens when the unhealthy bacteria overtakes the good bacteria? That's something we call dysbiosis, and that can create a lot of sort of troubles health-wise. So the proportion of bacteria is normally around sort of 85% of good health bacteria and 15% of what we would call sort of bad bacteria. So you can never completely take away the bad bacteria, and we don't want that either. But you need to have that sort of levels of 85 to 15. So sometimes the bad bacteria can overtake the healthy bacteria, and that could be for all sorts of different reasons, but one big reason is taking antibiotics, like several courses of antibiotics. Another thing could be misuse of alcohol or eating really bad foods for a long period of time, especially loads of sugars, because the bad bacteria and the yeast, they really feed on sugar. So obviously sometimes we need to take antibiotics, so let's not completely discard of antibiotics, but don't take it for things that you could easily do something else, you know, change your diet, or just take it when you really need it. And I mean, GPs and doctors are supposed to prescribe it only now for when it's really needed, but I think they still prescribe it for everything from toenail fungus to, you know, acne. And also, is there something else we can do instead of constantly taking antibiotics? But I guess we will know that. So if the population of bad bacteria gets too much, it creates sort of an inflammatory effect on the body, and the gut wall gets damaged, the cells get damaged, they can't do what they're supposed to do. You might experience bloating and IBS. Say that we take antibiotics and the good bacteria then start to weaken and they don't get as effective. The types of good bacteria start to diminish, and it creates a lot of trouble. The chronic use of antibiotics have also made the bad bacteria resistant to antibiotics and to medications. So we need to be a little bit careful on how much antibiotics we do take. Now, dysbiosis can also promote things like candida, you know, yeast overgrowth, and in areas, for example, down below in our mouth, and constantly getting that could be a sign that the bad bacteria is larger in population than it should be. Also, if you've got a really sort of white furry tongue, that could be a sign that there's too much of the bad bacteria in correlation to the good bacteria. Also feeling nauseous, chronic constipation, chronic diarrhea, sort of IBS, bloated, feeling really fatigued. Also, if you're quite itchy down below, both sort of in the genital area and in the rectal area, that could also be a sign. So if you feel this is you, what can you do? Well, you can start by changing your diet in the way that you really up the green leafy vegetables, loads more vegetables, and then take away completely processed meats, especially other processed foods. Try to eat as clean as possible, and also you want to have as little sugar as possible, because that feeds the yeast and all those unhealthy bacteria. So that is remove all sugars that you can see. Every pack, read every pack. If there is something that you bought from the supermarket and it's made by a factory, just check if there's sugar in there. No. Also, don't drink fruit juices, don't eat fruit for a while. These are things that you can later on reintroduce, but when you're trying to just get rid of it, just don't eat any sugary stuff. The only thing I would say that you could continue with is berries. You can still eat berries, especially blueberries, because it doesn't have so much sugar in it, so that's fine. I find that's fine. Introduce loads more of raw garlic if you can. Also try to reduce carbs, and this is just for the period where you are sort of starving your body of sugars, really. You will be able to reintroduce this later, but things like rice, pasta, potatoes, bread, stay away for a while until you feel that your system is more settled. So you can have beans and lentils and all of that you can eat if you want to, and loads of vegetables. Clean proteins if you want to. And this is where my fermented recipes comes in handy, because you want to reintroduce some good healthy bacteria into your gut. So start making sauerkraut or kefir, kombucha, anything like that would really be good for your gut. So yeah, that's something that I would definitely take. Of course, if you don't want to eat those things, then take a probiotic pill, definitely do that. But I favour having natural probiotics coming into your body the natural way, you know, from foods and drinks and something. And it's also maybe something you made yourself. So I think that's a really good way of putting nutrients into your body. If you suffer from dysbiosis and overgrowth of unhealthy bacteria, that could lead to leaky gut, like I talked about in the other video. I'll put a link down below if you missed that one. And also things, more serious things like colitis, celiac disease, diabetes, obesity, the list goes on. So you want to keep your gut really, really healthy to try to avoid anything further down the line. So try to keep your body balanced when it comes to the bacteria, and have a little look on your tongue. Have a little look now and then and see, is it furry, is it covered in sort of a white goo, and do you get thrush? Then that could be a sign. And just feeling like really low and low of energy, sort of IBS-y, that could be signs. So try to stay away from sugar for quite some time, a couple of weeks, maybe even, you know, start with a week obviously, and then do 2, maybe even 3 weeks, and see if you feel better. And also gluten, stay away from gluten while you do this, because that really clogs your system up. You probably already know that I am a nutritionist. I just don't take these facts off anywhere. I have an education in it, but I just wanted to share with you another reason why you should ferment vegetables or eat kombucha, or drink kombucha or kefir, that it's really good for you. I hope you liked this video. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell button, then you get notifications of my next videos. So have a fabulous week, and I will see you next time. Bye!